At 40, many have long since hung up their boots, but not Ronaldo. He's preparing for the final World Cup of his career, and this time, he's chosen to adapt in order to survive. Can a legend be reborn and finally touch the dream that once slipped away? Join Blazefield as we dive into this unbelievable story. At 40, most players have retired, faded into the background, or taken on ambassador roles. But for Cristiano Ronaldo, no limit is unbreakable. Once again, CR7 has made the world stand in awe, not with thunderous goals or blistering sprints, but with a shift in mindset to adapt and keep competing at the highest level. Once criticized for being stubborn and selfish, Ronaldo at the 2022 World Cup was seen as an outdated symbol among a modern collective. But just 2 years later, he transformed into an efficient cog in the machine, understanding his new role, trimming the weaknesses, and redefining himself. From being the focal star, he's become a silent assassin, always showing up at the right time, in the right place. Today, Blazefield takes you on a journey through that great evolution, where age isn't a barrier, but a driving force pushing Ronaldo to dream once more of World Cup glory with Portugal. 40 is the peak of a footballer's career. A statement that once sounded like satire is now a reality with Cristiano Ronaldo. While most players at his age have retired or become shadows of themselves in lower-tier leagues, CR7 is still on the pitch, scoring goals and leading the scoring charts of the UEFA Nations League A, where Europe's elite national teams battle. It's not a flash in the pan, but the result of a deep change in footballing philosophy. Ronaldo is no longer a speed machine. He doesn't do those foot-over dribbles that leave defenders on the ground, nor does he blast past defenders like he did in his Real Madrid prime. But in the recent Nations League, he scored 8 goals, the most in the tournament, 7 of which came from touches inside the box and 1 from the penalty spot. Some might sneer, CR7 now just taps it in, but to coaches and experts, this is the hallmark of a true fox in the box, someone who understands space, times his runs perfectly, and maximizes the moment. From the pinnacle of speed, Ronaldo has moved to the pinnacle of goal-scoring instinct. It's not just instinct, it's tactical intelligence. At 40, Ronaldo can no longer sprint for 90 minutes like in his youth. But instead of clinging to the past, he did the hardest thing a former superstar could do: change his mindset. CR7 knew he could no longer carry the team like before, so he learned to be a part of the system. He drops deeper, passes quicker, and moves more intelligently. In a recent match against Spain, Ronaldo received the ball in midfield, then played a wide pass to Pedro Neto, who carried the ball and crossed it for a trailing teammate to finish. Ronaldo didn't score, but he initiated the play, something he rarely did in his days as a central striker, demanding everything flow through him. This is the image of a man conquering time, not with strength, but with wisdom. Remember the 2022 World Cup, a tournament Ronaldo would rather forget? He was seen as a tactical burden, slowing down the attack, making Portugal's offense less fluid. The team had to adjust around him, instead of him adapting to the collective. The result was a dull, disappointing campaign. But in less than 2 years, Ronaldo has shed that image. No longer the Ronaldo of 2018 or even 2022. This is the 2024 version, self-aware, team-aware, and adaptive. He takes a step back so that Portugal can move forward. And that doesn't just keep him in the lineup, it turns him into a valuable tactical asset. And that is exactly where the dream of a World Cup at age 40 begins. After the 2022 World Cup, Portuguese football entered a minor tactical crisis. The talent was there, but the style lacked cohesion. Coach Fernando Santos was criticized for over-relying on Ronaldo, turning a young, energetic squad into one that revolved around a single legend. However, by late 2023, a new wind swept through the team. Portugal began shifting its tactical focus, no longer centered around Ronaldo, but around the midfield. Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, João Palhinha became the heartbeat of the system, where rhythm was dictated from the center rather than through long balls aimed at Ronaldo up front. The biggest change was in tactical thinking. Portugal modernized its approach, seeking balance between control and explosiveness. Ronaldo, instead of being the lighthouse every pass was drawn to, became a smart connection point in the system. The team no longer force-fed him the ball, but distributed it more evenly, which in turn made him more efficient. At 40, Ronaldo can't press high for 90 minutes, nor does he have the speed to burst through defenses. But that doesn't make him useless. On the contrary, Portugal now deploys him more intelligently. Even comparable to how Barcelona utilizes Robert Lewandowski in La Liga. Ronaldo often drops deeper to hold up play, or shifts wide to stretch defenses. In attacking sequences, he no longer demands to be the final recipient, but acts as a springboard for teammates like Rafael Leao, Joao Felix, or Pedro Neto to exploit spaces. When the team pushes forward, Ronaldo still knows how to find space in the box, moving smartly, exploiting gaps behind defenders. He no longer relies on speed to beat opponents, but uses his intelligence to slip out of their vision. Effectiveness through humility. Today's Ronaldo doesn't score with flair, he scores with precision. He's no longer the centerpiece of every play, but always the one who knows when to strike. This has made Portugal far more unpredictable and fluid than before. The beauty is, as Ronaldo changed, the whole team evolved with him. A more mature, collective-minded version of the squad, ready to conquer the World Cup with a modern footballing mindset, where Ronaldo is part of the triumph, not a burden on it. The 2026 World Cup will be Cristiano Ronaldo's first entering the tournament as a veteran. At 40, he no longer carries the burden of leading the team alone, but still holds a burning desire to touch the World Cup trophy, the only piece missing from his legendary collection. The biggest change is this: Ronaldo no longer fights alone. Portugal now boasts a generation of talented players across all lines. Names like Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, Rafael Leao, and Ruben Dias are becoming pillars. In this setup, CR7 is no longer the tactical nucleus, but a spiritual icon, inspiring, experienced, and capable of deciding matches with a single moment. Rather than trying to play like he's 30, Ronaldo now conserves energy, picks his moments, and leverages his strengths: aerial dominance, positioning, and goal sense. He may no longer be the superstar who carries the team, but he can still shift the outcome with a single touch. Playing in the Saudi League has reduced his match pressure while maintaining his touch. Coupled with meticulous physical care and a tailored training plan, CR7 shows he's preparing seriously for his final World Cup. And if the 2026 World Cup is truly his last, then it won't be a sad farewell, but a glorious final verse where a legend bows out through contribution, leadership, and an evolved footballing mind. Cristiano Ronaldo has never been one to accept limits easily. For over 2 decades, he shattered barriers deemed impossible. But at 40, his greatest transformation hasn't come from muscle, but from mindset. From knowing when to step back, to move forward smarter and stronger. Ronaldo today isn't the blazing winger nor the center of every attack. He contributes just enough, at just the right time, turning touches into danger. It's no longer superstar instinct, it's the mastery of a veteran artisan. In a team full of talent like today's Portugal, Ronaldo no longer needs to shoulder everything. Yet he remains indispensable, the perfect piece for a squad that's both youthful and battle-hardened. The 2026 World Cup might be the last time we see Ronaldo on football's grandest stage. And precisely because of that, this will be his most emotional chapter. Not a story of personal dominance, but one of pride, contribution, and a legend who evolved to endure. Cristiano Ronaldo is more than just a footballer. He's a symbol of relentless progress. While many choose to rest past 35, CR7 keeps training, adjusting, and chasing a dream many thought was over.
He's not clinging to the past. He's embracing the present. No longer sprinting with fire, but coldly calculating every touch. No longer needing the spotlight, just delivering value to the team. That's the mindset of a true warrior. And if the 2026 World Cup is the final chapter of that legendary journey, then surely it'll be one that makes us all proud. This is Blaze Field, where we tell the most inspiring stories about the beautiful game. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to join us in discovering the true soul of football.